Can you say drama just like that? This bill debacle got so touchy today. Lawmakers just pieced out in the Senate, left the ICE Border Patrol funding issue for after Memorial Day, and canceled today's planned vote-a-rama on it.
The president's not going to be happy because this assures the reconciliation package won't be on his desk by June 1st, which is what he wanted. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche was on Capitol Hill today meeting with Senate Republicans about the $1.8 billion anti-weaponization fund the Trump administration announced this week. And let's just say it wasn't pretty.
It appears most Republicans are not big fans, so much so that Fox has told Senators Chuck Grassley and Tom Cotton blew up at Todd Blanche in the meeting.
A Justice Department spokesperson telling Fox tonight that Blanche had a, quote, healthy discussion with senators, and he, quote, made clear that the anti-weaponization fund announced Monday has nothing to do with reconciliation. Indeed, not a single dime from the money the president is seeking in reconciliation would go toward having anything to do with the fund.
Nonetheless, this feud resulted in Majority Leader John Thune sending everybody home, meaning still no funding for ICE and Border Patrol.
We've wasted a whole dadgum week, and I think it's kind of pathetic, really. I'm really worried. I think it's irresponsible for the Senate to go home. They should be up here working. The senators ought to be calling their leadership out, because dadgum, I'd be calling our leadership out if we pulled that stunt.
Here to discuss, podcast host Ben Ferguson. Ben, great to see you tonight.
Good to see you.
This just looks like an absolute mess, a train wreck.
Dumpster fire, let's just go there,
right?
right?
Republicans cannot get this together. I mean, who else do they have to blame on this one?
Look, you've got some cranky dudes in the Republican Party that are just about as bad as the Democrats right now, that are mad at the president, and they're going to flex their old cranky muscles for as long as they can. This is one of those, like, are you listening to the American people? No, of course you're not. Do the American people want ICE funded? Yes, of course they do. Do they care about national security issues? Yes, of course they do. But by golly, I am a senator in the United States Senate, and I get to do what I want to do, and the president's going to listen to me, and I'm going to go home this weekend and then I guess count my pills and put them back out for Monday through Thursday for all my aches and pains. I mean, the average age in the Senate's, what, 79 at this point? Like, they got to get to bedtime. They don't like vote-a-ramas. And, you know, they do say in life, when you're young, you pitch fits, and when you get older, you start pitching fits again, and that's where we are.
So what makes me want to be on the side of this $1.8 billion fund is the fact that Mitch McConnell had to put out a statement about it. And whatever Mitch McConnell is in favor of, I'm against.
Yeah.
And he was calling it a slush fund, I think. But there's only one heap of mulch that I can stand on, and that is fiscal conservatism and responsibility. And at a time when we are at war and when prices are the biggest concern for the voters, that is not something I would propose with a B at the end of it.
You know, there's two ways to look at this. If you look at the DOJ,
I don't care. I don't even care what it's about. I don't even care what it's for.
And I get your point, but I also think, were there people that were wrongfully attacked and persecuted by the government of the United States of America? And the answer is yes. And if you were spied on, if they came after you, if they weaponized the government against you, I don't know if you've ever been in a frivolous lawsuit. I was attacked by, remember the kid that made a clock to look like a bomb and his dad sued me and a couple other people? Like, they were trying to bankrupt us. When someone comes after you in that way, the legal fees, if I remember, were over $400,000 to defend a frivolous lawsuit. They do this to weaponize it to then try to bankrupt you. And if you were attacked by the U.S. government and you had the entire government coming after you solely for political reasons, let's not forget, this government went after and tried to use Catholics to spy on other Catholics. That happened. And when you look at it from that perspective, and if you were attacked by this government and you're the little guy, should there be a fund there? I say yes, there should be.
You know why? Bailout. We are a bailout nation, and I am tired of bailing out everybody who has a grievance with the federal government.
If the federal government comes after you, if they come after you because you're conservative, and they come after you because of your politics, not because you broke a law, because they want to silence you and shut you up and they want to bankrupt you, I think there should be repercussions. The same way that if you go to prison and you're innocent, and then we find out later after you gave 15, 20, 30 years of your life in prison, you should become a millionaire instantly in that scenario. This is the first time you and I have disagreed. This is really fun.
I will tell you why.
I like
because
this.
It started with the checks, the six-figure checks, no, excuse me, seven-figure checks that were cut to families of people who died on 9/11. That's actually when it started, and it's very unpopular to say that. And then at every turn, anybody who has a problem, it's a weather-related problem.
I get that, but
no, let me finish. We can no longer afford as a nation, and the reason I really don't like it is because the Democrats will use this in a way that is nefarious and evil and wrong.
Well,
because
you're talking about the Democratic Party though, that also knows how to funnel money to their groups and their organizations that they love.
Let's take stakes in private companies. You don't think that will be roundly abused by the Democrats?
I think Democrats are going to abuse every bit of power they have, regardless of what Republicans do. So I don't think there's a cause and effect here. I do think there has to be accountability. That when the government, let's be clear, was actually going through the phone records of a third of the United States Senate. If you don't have some sort of recourse when this type of egregious activity happens, for people to say, I have been wronged and there should be accountability, they will never, ever rein it in the Democratic Party.